Here is a Ruinberg match in a pair of Type 59s and an IS-6, and this match we did the fabled one-line rush being Encounter. Encounter from North Spawn. If you have a platoon of 3 fast tanks being driven by people who know how to shoot, you can really mess with the South Spawn team by just pushing straight through to K2 area and just sitting there shooting them as they sit in their spawn. So we can see the first signs of defeatism in the enemy team this early. Now, I should definitely note this only works with fast tanks. The IS-6 is kind of pushing it, but the 59s can get there and hold the position in time for Ethern's IS-6 to get there. So to do this, you run straight down the angled road here, through the middle. You kind of have to trip cap, which gives away the fact there are tanks here this early, but you see our light tank did it anyway, so it doesn't really matter. He then manages to block me and gets a bit of a bump for it. So already we're pretty much in hard cover here. The enemy team don't know we're here. They won't have any ability to hit us except maybe their artillery until we pop out and take shots, so we control this engagement. See our teams spread out kind of thin across the field. We don't have a lot in town, so Ethern elects to stay there, while myself and Hardest working through the K line. So, first shots, I'm an oblivious IS-6. Unfortunately it is an IS-6, so it does some bouncing. But you can see their team weren't expecting this at all. I have no idea where they're being shot from. I don't know what that hit. Probably a wall or something it's hiding behind. For some reason this replay is a bit stuttery. So the enemy have now lost their artillery. We're actually losing tanks in the field because the bulk of our team went there and just rolled over and died. But Hardest and I have now established a foothold here, and Ethern is able to hold the cap, which is all that really matters in an encounter match. See me auto-aiming like a baddie here, and you can see the inevitable results. I got careless and thought that I could pen his mantle. I was actually wrong. But on the note of controlling the cap and encounter, that matters if you're capable of actually holding it when the enemy team push in. If you have 5 tanks and the enemy team has 10 tanks, you're not going to hold it. You need to control the cap, and you need to establish control of the map as well. You need to destroy as many enemy tanks as possible. So cap fasting on encounter typically does not work on any map I can think of, unless the enemy team are all off in the far corner and making them useless. In this case we decide we've got enough leverage in our surviving puppies to just drive through and kill everything rather than get Ethern to start capping fast. See, I'm sitting in front of a Black Prince, which is not always the best of ideas, but he does appear to be having some trouble pinning me. That near the end is worrying Hellcat out in the field. He's unspotted because all our guys in the field are dead, and now the game is suddenly looking a lot closer. Our IS gets on cap. I decide to take a shortcut to go deal with this Hellcat. This is very careless of me. I'm lucky I got away with it. So he spotted me, he fires a shot, bounces, and then I miss my snapshot. IS-6 is there. He's probably the biggest problem for my team, just because puppies can't deal with the armor of the IS-6. But on the other hand, there's this guy. So I'm doing something rather careless here. I'm driving in front of the King Tiger's last known position. In hindsight, probably not the best idea, though in this case it worked because he was actually such a detriment to his team. He was driving in the opposite direction, completely ignoring all the spotted tanks that he would add shots on. just makes a mistake of cresting and gets popped. IS-6 is pulled back into cover, so I move around and find this guy driving around with his back to me in the backfield. He's trying to hide. Now, for the past minute or so, I've been sitting in the open with my side to him. He could have torn me apart. Nope. Sitting in the back being useless, and only now do I get spotted, which means that Tiger probably only has a 50% crew. I let him get one shot into me in exchange for another of my shots, and then I back out. He just keeps driving, and so I get in more shots on him. As you can see, he has no idea where he's being shot from. He's shooting the guys on the hill because they're lit by the IS-6. I see the Hellcat backing into an area where I can draw shots on him, so I make it happen. And then I decide to finish him off if I get the chance. Which I don't, because Ethern fires just a little bit faster than I do. So now it's left of the enemy team. It's that one Tiger who ran and hid. I felt what a good that did him. I think he is getting resets on cap, that's probably why he ran off, but it was too late anyway. He needed to be doing something constructive during the match instead of waiting for the last second. So I just roll in behind him, and sure enough he's looking the other way. My first snapshot misses completely, but he ignores me. And my second shot doesn't miss. You could see the confusion on the other team when we first got into that spot on the K line. That's generally the outcome of this. That's why we do it. So yeah, so far it hasn't really been counterable by the pubbies. If they go heavy in field or town, it doesn't really matter either way, they get circled. Like I said though, you can only do this with fast tanks from North Spawn, and if you know what you're doing. For the average player, this would not be a good idea.